This clip is sponsored by Wash and Go, and that can only mean one thing. That's right, I'm surrounded by a sea of green. By now you should know that Wash and Go is the best way to look after your luscious locks. I mean, look at what it's done for mine. Fantastic. But you don't have to take my word for it. Just look at some of the 600 plus unreal reviews on their Amazon page. Linda from the United Kingdom says, well, it smells lush and leaves hair smelling fresh. Fantastic, Linda. Kindle customer JSB says, product arrived as advertised. Always very important. Always important to know that, Kindle customer JSB. And finally, my personal favourite, it's shampoo and it works for me. Absolutely fantastic there from Casey. It is indeed shampoo and also a conditioner. If you want to get your Wash and Go today, then hit the link in the description and get your bottle sent to you today. And remember, it's a shampoo and it works for me. Enjoy the clip. Player of the year, NBF, thank you very much for the super chat there. Make sure you subscribe, everyone, by the way. Bottom right hand corner, you're very welcome on That's Football. So we're going to do Young Player of the Year as voted for by you, the community. You've got 8 players and they will all play each other in a quarter-final, then a semi-final. And you will vote for the winner. Our first semi-final, some of these are really good actually. Some of these are really good. So I think you've done well because I could see either winning in every quarter-final. So your first quarter-final is Saka of Arsenal, who has, I think, had a very good season, against Cucurella at Brighton, who is classed as a young player, even though he looks a lot older. And obviously it's his first season in the Premier League as well. He literally was bought last summer. So Cucurella is actually 23. What a signing he's been. So 23 or under, you can be classed as a young player. Cucurella at Brighton and against Saka of Arsenal. What a season Cucurella's had. What a season Saka's had at Arsenal, although it didn't end as well. There was a time where I think Saka looked absolutely fantastic. So get your votes in there. We're going to do Young Player of the Year as voted for by you. Saka goes into an early lead. No surprise there with 65%, but it's coming down a little bit. So let's keep it going. Is Saka actually that good, says Mike. And Saka is very good, but I think he's overrated. I think Saka will probably get more votes in this because not a lot of people... Well, it's not fashionable to watch Brighton, but Cucurella has been unbelievable this season. And I think if he'd put those performances in for an Arsenal or a United or a Chelsea, people would be saying give it to Cucurella easy. But obviously, Saka's more high profile. And also, let me just repeat about Saka. This is a guy... or a young man who took a penalty in the Euros and missed. And as a young player, has been the catalyst as well to Arsenal's season, which very much was very close to being something really, really special. So I think Saka's had a good season as well. It's coming down a bit, so I'm going to keep it open for a little bit longer. This first quarter-final for Young Player of the Year. Saka against Cucurella at Brighton. It was at 64%, it's now at 60%, so we'll see how that develops. Garner goal as it was on... They haven't given it to him. It's come down to 59% for Saka, so I can't close the poll whilst it's still active. So get your votes in. Cucurella or Saka for Player of the Year. I'm going to count down from 10, and it's gone to 58%. I can't close it while it's an active poll, and an active poll is when the number is moving. If it stabilises, I count from 10. And if it stays like that, I'll do it. If it goes back up, I'll close it as well. So keep your votes coming in. Saka or Cucurella for Young Player of the Year in our first quarter-final. Mate, Saka is clear, says Pal. Okay, that's your opinion. That's what's called an opinion, mate. And people are not going to vote Cucurella because he plays for Brighton. Cucurella has been amazing. And this is coming from a non-Brighton fan, says Cheyenne. Okay, it's been on 10%. It's been on 58% for a while. So 10, 9... 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's come down to 57%. I've got to keep it open. It's still an active poll. Get your votes in. Cucurella or Saka. It'd be an amazing comeback if Cucurella can come back from 65% to 35%, but it's still an active poll. It's only a topic for the 8 o'clock show. 56% now. I can't close the first quarter-final because it's an active vote here. Cucurella's clear, says a fan of Liverpool. Drama says awesome. Saka says the one and only. It's just because people want to keep it open, not because they think Cucurella is better, says Noah. He's a nervous Arsenal fan. They're nervous here. Saka played every game of the season and no significant injuries, says Jack. It's come down to 55%. I can't even count down. It could be a close poll. Benzema for Ballon d'Or looks good. Okay, we've stabilised at 55%. I'm going to count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and closed at 55%. Saka wins it. It was a good fight from Cucurella, but Saka goes through to the semi-finals. Darcy says, I'm pretty sure Cucurella is going to go to Man City. Yeah, I think the next quarter-final is Mason Mount against Kulusevski, which you can vote for now. Kulusevski against Mason Mount in our second quarter-final to join Saka in the semi-final. Who would you go for? Young Player of the Year. Of course, Kulusevski only joined in January, but was nothing short of a revelation for Spurs in their catalyst drive to top four. Mason Mount, some would say Chelsea have had a bad season. I think Mason Mount's done reasonably well for Chelsea. You know, sometimes a player can be good in a team that's not performed as well as it should have done. But they did get to the Carabao Cup final. They did get to the FA Cup final. They were knocked out by the holders in the quarter-final of the Champions League. League form probably not been that great. But they still finished third. Ralph Sakin is the worst part. Where's the votes for Mount? I thought, you know, Kulusevski's normally quite a close battle, to be honest with you. But it's an early lead here for Mason Mount. So get your votes in. Am I back? Yeah, okay. So 63% for Kulusevski. It's been like that for a while, so we may as well just count down from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's close it. Kulusevski knocks out Mason Mount. He's a fashionable player to like at the moment, Kulusevski. Mason Mount, probably out of fashion a little bit. I thought it'd be a bit closer, but there you go. This is going to be a cracker, this one. Our third quarter-final for Young Player of the Year. This will be interesting. Foden, who actually won it, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Who would you vote for Young Player of the Year out of those two? Foden or Trent Alexander-Arnold? Who are you going to vote for in that quarter-final of the Young Player of the Year award on That's Football? A reminder of some of the... this is a great vote. We've had 3,598 and it's locked. This is locked on 50-50 at the moment. So get your votes in. Foden or Trent. What a quarter-final we've got here. Foden actually did win Young Player of the Year. And he's up against a very good contender. Rodri won it last night, midfielder of the year. So there we go. I need to write that down because... okay. Foden's now in front with 51%. Keep your votes going in. It was Rodro who won, actually, if you're absolutely right there. Yeah, please do subscribe, by the way. Okay, so it's been on for 51% for Foden for a while. So I'm going to count down. 10, 9, 8, 7... 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get your votes in. I'm just about to check it. Mark, thoughts on Grimsby versus Wrexham game? What a game it was, Samuel. I'm glad Wrexham got knocked out. I thought they'd get promoted. And it's Foden who wins. 5,300 votes. And Foden wins 51% to Trent. Out goes Trent. Into the semi-final goes Foden. And our final quarter-final is another good one. It's Declan Rice against Conor Gallagher for Young Player of the Year. Both had very good seasons at smaller clubs. Sorry, West Ham and Palace, but you're not a big club, are you? You're not a top four club. Perez won. Rice is winning at the moment. Conor Gallagher's had a good season, but I think Declan Rice has had a great season. Will he be at West Ham next season? That's the question I've got. Will Chelsea lure him away with an offer good enough for West Ham to take on board? I was confident that he would leave, but I'm not so sure. Rice has got 59%, so I'm going to count down here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Declan Rice wins with 59% of the vote. So Declan Rice into the semi-final for our Young Player of the Year award. And we're now going to go to our first semi-final because the players are coming back out. We can carry on in the second half. Don't worry about that. So it's a North London derby here. North London derby. It's Kulusevski against Saka. Slow Sports News. Kulusevski against Saka. North London derby in this Young Player of the Year on That's Football. Crunchy Not Cornflakes. Audi driver. And an evening of stranger things. Giving them a chance to meet them. So I just don't agree with that at all. Kulusevski's winning, but it's close. The gap's coming down. Saka's got 44% and Kulusevski's got 56%. Who would you vote as your Young Player of the Year between Kulusevski and Saka this season? Remember, Kulusevski only played half of a season, but was his impact so big? Saka played all season, 19. You know, I know what I'd go for, but I can't influence the vote, so I literally have to just say, I'm not going to influence the vote. So it's still at 56%. I'm going to count down from 10. 10. Get your votes in. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, a bit like the race for top 4, it's a surprise. I would have voted for Saka in that. It's Kulusevski who goes through to the final. That's going to cause a lot of disagreement. Watch along for that. Right, our second semi-final is going to be Foden against Declan Rice for Young Player of the Year. Declan Rice has been amazing for West Ham. And Foden, he actually won Young Player of the Year. So let's see who you vote for in the semi-final here. Could be a close one. Declan Rice, Phil Foden. Get your votes in. Young Player of the Year there. Played a few more games, might have been considered. It's 51% for Foden and it's 49% for Rice. Foden's also almost becoming the Real Madrid of this. You know, he only just beat Trent to get to the semi-final, and he's neck and neck with Rice for the final. He's having to battle here, Foden. It's back to 50-50 here. Get your votes in. Who would you have, Declan Rice or Phil Foden as your Young Player of the Year? I mean, Declan Rice has had a very, very good season at West Ham. Certainly not his fault they didn't win the Europa League or get into Europe top 4. I'd love to see what Declan Rice would do in a top 4 side. I think that's the next step, isn't it? That is the next step. Foden's gone back in front again. This is exactly what happened with Trent. Now it's back to 50-50 again. Get your votes in. It's a cracker, this one. An absolute cracker. That's football, Paul. Declan Rice against Phil Foden. Scooby-Doo. 50-50. Are we going to get a winner here? Issues for you. Anyway, let's get back to this poll. It's more exciting. It's still 50-50. We've had 5,700 votes. We're in the Young Player of the Year semi-final, and it's 50% for Foden and it's 50% for Rice. Can we get a winner? Share the video. Invite people in. We need a winner. We need a winner here. Huddersfield are pushing hard, as I said. Garner. Interesting ball. Not a very good ball. And it'll go all the way through to the keeper. Still 50-50. 6,380 votes. I'll keep it open. It's only the semi-final. Trent got knocked out in the quarter-final, but to be fair to Trent, it was 51% to 49%. So, you know, it's the way the draw goes. If you want to win it, you've got to beat everybody. Lovely play. Oh, Foden's back in front, 51%. That means I'm going to count down from 10 to 0. Get your votes in, because if it stays at 51%, it's over, and Foden has snatched it in the semi-final. Foden or Rice for your Young Player of the Year. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It looks like Foden's nicked it. He has nicked... Oh no! Literally went 50-50. Oh my God. The drama. The drama. It literally went to 50 as I was just about to click. I'm glad I didn't click. I would have been in all sorts of trouble. It's a bad ball. Wow. Foden. It was like a boxing match. Fury against Wilder. Rice just got up and said, no, I won't be defeated. Keep voting, men. Young Player of the Year, Foden against Rice. And this is only the semi-final. I'm impressed by the chats. I think you've been absolutely brilliant on this one, because I think it should be close. Obviously, Foden, the more fashionable player at the Premier League winners, but Declan Rice, it's a bit like comparing Pep to Conte, isn't it? What Conte did at Spurs to get them top four was amazing. That's proper management. Pep's done an amazing job to win the title, but he has got an open checkbook, so there is a balance there. So I think Rice deserves to push Foden this far in what has been the tie of this tournament, this Young Player of the Year tournament. We've gone from quarterfinals to second semi-final, and it's 50-50 here. Keep the votes coming. 8,500 votes. Split 50-50. Final with Rice, Foden and Kulusevski, says Elvin. Well, we could do that. I think if it gets to... I'll give it two more minutes, and if it stays 50-50, we will have to have a three-way. We'll have to have a threesome. I'm sure you don't mind. Yeah, Kulusevski's in the final. He beat Saka. Controversial. I would have voted for Saka. I can say that after the event. Mark Broadbent says, let's go to penalties. First one to change to 51 wins. Okay, sudden death, golden goal then. If someone hits 51%, it's over. If it's still 50-50 in 2 minutes' time, we'll put them both into the final. So there you go. Exciting. Vote Rice or Foden. If one goes to 51%, they're through. Or in 2 minutes, if it's still 50-50, they both go through to play Kulusevski in the final. Oh, I thought we were getting a change then. Right, I'm going to close this poll in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We end the poll. It might give us a bit of a result here. Let's end that one. Okay, so we've got for the first time ever, we've got a threesome in the final for the Young Player of the Year. We've got Kulusevski, we've got Foden, and we've got Rice. 3 in the final for Young Player of the Year. Rice technically did beat Foden, but not enough for it to be... Oh! No, it's all right. Shot by Garner. Let's go. Final. Rice, Kulusevski or Foden for Young Player of the Year, as voted for by you, the That's Football community. Get your votes in the chat. We had 10,000 votes in the semi-final. I want to see 10,000 votes in the final. So have a quick look at the early scores. It's close. Rice has got 35%. Kulusevski's got 36%. Foden's a bit behind at the moment with 29%. So it's an interesting final here. Right, I just want to have a quick... Crazy. This is getting close here. Kulusevski's got 36%. Foden's got 30%. And Declan Rice has got 33% in the race for Young Player of the Year. So get your votes in. It looks like Kulusevski is going to win Young Player of the Year, which I cannot get involved in the vote, and I haven't got involved in the vote, but realistically I don't think Kulusevski should be winning Young Player of the Year, but it's down to the chat, and he's got 37% of the vote at the moment, and Foden and Rice have got 32%. So get your votes in. When it hits 10,000 votes, I'll count down from 10. I wanted 10,000 votes on this. Get your votes in that for Young Player of the Year. Kulusevski, Foden or Rice. Get your votes in for that. When's that been made up? Who made that? We've had 10,000 votes, by the way. No, we haven't had 10,000 votes yet, but it's going to be Kulusevski when Foden's actually beaten Rice by 2% in this final. So we'll end the poll. Kulusevski is your community vote for Young Player of the Year. I've got to say I'm surprised, but it will go down in the record book. It will go down in the annals of That's Football history that Kulusevski was your Young Player of the Year. You may be geniuses, you may be laughed at. Remember, Foden won it in real life. So, yeah. Hi, I'm Mark Goldbridge. That's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.